Could be run out.
Oh, I see.
Oh, no! Oh! Hey, look at that! Have you ever seen anything like that?
And here comes Hurt. He's got some people on the pitch. They think it's all over. It is now.
Welcome to They Think It's All Over. Now, we'd like to welcome back Gary with the news that thanks to Mark Lawrenson, you're now 3-1 down in the series, OK? With Gary and Rory is an impressionist who recently posed naked to publicise his Channel 4 show. Everyone congratulated him on his Robin Cook impression until they realised they were looking at the wrong bit. Rory Bremner. With David and Jonathan is a West Indian cricket legend who once captained a side that beat David Gower's England 5-0, although admittedly that hardly narrows it down. Clive Lloyd. We open proceedings with the excuses round. David, Jonathan and Clive, it's cricket for you and the new record holder for the most ever Test wickets, West Indies fast bowler Courtney Walsh.
Kick on, that's it. Courtney Andrew Walsh is now Test cricket's leading wicket taker. The West Indians surround him on the field.
Now, Courtney's been bowling for the Windies since the early 80s when he was just a young kid, a green fourth-choice seamer who was expected to prove easy pickings for the world's top batsman.
It's Arthurton, the substitute fielder, and Gower's gone. Well, I don't think I've ever seen David Gower out on the mishook.
David Gower will be really cross with himself.
That really is a bit of a chuck away.
Now, like everyone else, Courtney Walsh wears a box while batting, but unlike everyone else, he wears a box at all other times too. So why?
Before we answer that, can I just take a second to introduce my team members to one another? Clive, I'd like you to meet David Gower. I know you've probably played against each other, but Clive is always over so quickly, I don't think you really had a chance to meet David. Do you miss playing cricket at the very top level, Clive?
No, not really, no. I can sleep better now, it's all right.
Yeah. Do you miss playing cricket at David's level?
Oh, yes. They never got their money's worth, the people, because we finished in 3 days. But David was a terrific player.
I said he'd be funny, and he is!
Look, the trick is not to be nice to me in here. It's all right.
No, well, I have to, because I'm speaking the truth.
Yeah? Do you know, I've come out without cash again.
There's a surprise.
I'm sorry, I completely forgot. What was the question again?
Why does Courtney Walsh wear a box at all times?
You're asking us to stoop to the level of some cock jokes. Something we fight hard to avoid every week on this programme. I'm sitting next to one of the greatest cricketers in the world. David, lean back. I'm sitting next to one of the greatest cricketers in the world. And you're asking me about boxes. But is it true? I've heard that sometimes in cricket the lady fans used to write in and ask for the boxes to be autographed and send out as mementos.
Oh, yeah, some did.
Yeah. And I hear David once got a D on his. He managed to get the whole D, like the whole of the letter D, like a capital D as well, not just a small bit, because David has his box made by Fabergé. It opens up, there's a little dancing girl, she spins round to the Nutcracker Suite. I tell you, it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it might not be that big, but the jewels are worth a bit, you know. It's a question of status.
You must have quite a few old boxes knocking around. What do you do with the old boxes? Do you use them?
Well, some of them end up as ashtrays.
When David entertains at his palatial home in Hampshire, he's known locally as the ambassador. And when he entertains, he uses his old boxes to serve those, you know those fancy Italian chocolates, the little round ones? He brings them round.
Do you mean the Ferrero Rocher?
Yeah, they're the ones. The chocolates, I call them. I could say if I wanted to. I could say very easily. I just don't feel the need to prove anything right now.
It's a good job they're not rum and raisin, isn't it?
I like a forever washer. Look at the next one. Very... I just go and get someone else to buy them for me. A bigger boy.
Is it something to do with West Indies outfields being sort of rough and all the rest of it, so that whenever you're in the field in the West Indies, you get a nasty bounce? I mean, it's just common sense. Protects what's there.
I'll give you 3
You're going
points
to need
for
it for a
that.
long time.
Yeah, 3 points. Yes, it all dates back to Walsh's childhood. Here's his Gloucestershire colleague, England's Jack Russell, to explain.
He told me that when he grew up in the West Indies, the outfields were very, very bumpy, and that made life very difficult for fielding. And rather than getting hit in the crown jewels, he preferred to protect himself by wearing a box.
Courtney has now joined an elite club of bowlers with 400 Test wickets, along with Sir Richard Hadley and Kapil Dev. Curiously, 8 out of the top 10 bowlers ever took their wickets during the 80s, or as they're known to bowlers, the golden years of Gower. Walsh is one of the few cricketers in the world to have a school named after him, the Courtney Walsh Oval in Kingston, Jamaica. In this country, of course, there are plans for the Phil Tufnell High. Now, with Saturday's Cup final in mind, Gary's team, it's the Chelsea manager and, until recently, player Gianluca Vialli. Here he is, grabbing a brace against Oldham in the Cup last year.
John, he's presented the ball to Gianluca Vialli, and he's certainly made to pay for that error. Beck has Vialli up, and Vialli scores.
Now, Vialli announced his retirement from playing at the end of last season, but has now changed his mind and re-registered himself as a player. So why?
I've just re-registered.
Have you?
As a team captain on here.
Yeah.
Because they didn't let me do it last week. I was only 5 minutes late. Wasn't the same without me either, was it?
No.
That was great fun.
It was fun. Didn't Lester Piggott re-register? Or was that for VAT? Jeff Boycott's going to re-register. The British Boxing Board of Control.
Rory, can you do a Jonathan impression?
No, I can't do a Jonathan, but I can do a Lubo. Apparently. No, it wasn't. There was a lot of criticism for the England side when I was captain. I think it's fair to say that I never said we'd be a great one-day side. I said we'd be a great side one day.
So Vialli is what? Re-registered as a player,
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Did he want to smash Chris Sutton's goal-scoring record?
Even George Best's liver has performed better than Chris Sutton this year.
He found a way of getting 2 contracts, one as a manager and one as a player.
No, that's not what we're looking for, no. The reason, rather bizarrely, is that he actually likes being kicked. In a recent interview, he said, "The feeling of getting kicked is something you might miss. It's a physical game and it makes you feel like a man. A sore ankle, a swollen knee or a bruise makes you feel alive." Well, he doesn't need to play football for that. He could just go out on the town with Dennis Wise. The San Lorenzo restaurant in Knightsbridge has named a pasta after the Chelsea manager called Penne alla Vialli. It's normally followed by the Chris Sutton, a very expensive pudding. And at the end of that round, Gary's team have no points and David's team have 3.
Over, and it nearly is. And when it is, we'll be joining Parky for more lovey-dovey celebrity chat. Before that, back to Rory and Nick.
We move on to our photo opportunities round. Now, every picture tells a story, and we'd like to know what stories lie behind ours. Gary's team, staying with the Cup final. How do you explain this snapshot of Aston Villa's Paul Merson?
That's Merce asking the operator for a line, I presume.
Is he in ill-advised phone a friend on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? It'd be great, wouldn't it? Chris Tarrant the other end.
OK, Paul. The next voice you hear will be in your head.
Spooky, isn't it? Just like being in the room with Bruce Forsyth. Gary?
What?
Do anything tonight?
Doesn't seem like it, does it?
Is it when
John Gregory
was banned from the touchline?
Yeah.
And during the ban, Villa performed better, and he decided to stay in the terrace
Very good. 3 points. Yes, well done. The answer is that when the Aston Villa manager John Gregory was suspended from the dugout and forced to sit in the stand, the team's form improved dramatically. So much so that he decided to stay there. So from now on, he has to communicate with his players by pitchside phone. In February, an avalanche trapped Paul Merson and his wife in their Swiss chalet under hundreds of tons of powdery snow. But luckily, he managed to snort his way to the surface. Incidentally, I think for a man who spent so much time leaning over a mirror, you'd have thought he'd get his teeth fixed. David's team, clap your eyes on this. So, how do you account for that?
Could it be a remake of Driving Miss Daisy?
Good news to see they've recommissioned Queer as Folk. I'm not that way myself, but I thought it was a fine slice of drama.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gary, speaking of pictures, though, look at this. I found this. A child gave me this. Look at his face, the fear, as he goes for that ball there. Can you see that?
Well, it just so happens that
Oh, before we go there, you know what I was
Shut
just...
up.
Yeah, you?
A friend of mine was in a phone box the other day, and he found this. And do you know what? Do you know what?
I'm not ashamed.
I called this bloke, and he couldn't get his tongue around his R's.
What we really want to know is, did he manage to get both your bollocks in his mouth? I just want to know you got your money's worth, mate. So you send, let me get this, you send your mates out to go round phone booths, getting numbers for you. Gary, can I just ask you on a personal note?
Yes.
Is there nothing you won't do? Look at that. You're almost 40. You've got to start drawing the line somewhere. I've heard tell that if you phone Gary's house now and you get Michelle on the answer phone, she goes, "Hello, it's Michelle Lineker here. I'm out for a drink with Neil Morrissey. If you need just fine. You can get me on my mobile. If it's for Gary about work, the answer's yes." Des did a good job at the BAFTAs at the weekend. I think hats off to Des. He did a pretty good job hosting that. And, of course, Gary, I know you're following in his footsteps. So best of luck for you this week with the Underfloor Lagging Enthusiasts Award at the weekend. We wish you the very best.
Yeah.
I know what this is, I think. This is Walker's launching their new mince-flavoured crisps.
Bad idea.
No. Any more ideas? No. Any ideas? Well, I can't really ask you. Go on, then.
It was a campaign to discourage football fans from drinking and driving. I'll be the designated driver.
Yep. So, well done. Gary remembers something that he did. 1 point. Yeah.
I take it all back. It's unfair. Those are rules. I would like to officially apologise to you. I take it all back. Cursed by nature as you are, you've risen above your grotesque looks and your limited talent to be a credit to society.
Gary's been described as the Queen Mother of football, which is terribly unfair, because at least she's prepared to tackle back occasionally. And so, at the end of that round, David's team have 3 points and Gary's team have 4. It's our What's Going On round now. David's team, a highly unusual sport for you. So, what sport do you think that was?
Live from East Anglia, it's Blind Date.
Can I just say how nice it is to see top-class motorsport on the BBC again?
Danish Meals and Wheels?
That'd be a very lazy Meals on Wheels service, wouldn't it? They just bring a pig round and say, "Go on, cook it yourself, you old..." I saw a video once called Animal Farm. Some of you have seen it. He was in it.
That's it. 2 legs good, 3 legs better.
And it's most alarming what some people would do for cash. Isn't it, Gary? I know what's going on there. That's Jerry Halliwell who's auditioning a new chauffeur.
Well, the rules are pretty simple, aren't they? Just sort of grab a pig. It's got to be one hand on the pig, that's all. You only allowed one hand on the wheel.
The type of car?
Is it like a communal wedding?
Ford, yeah, pigs and Ford. I'll give you 3 points for that, yeah. Well done. Yes, that was the noble sport of pigs and Fords from the state of Oregon. The rules are simple. You grab a greased pig and carry it in a Model T Ford for 1 lap. Swap it for another greased pig, drive round again, and so on for 3 laps. The lucky winner gets to grab a greased pig and drive off into the night. It's basically the same as a night out in Romford, only classier. The world's biggest pig is Big Bill, who weighs in at 2,552 pounds and is so old and fat he can barely stand. Brian Robson has put in a bid for £15 million. Gary's team, it's football for you.
We're into the 3rd minute of stoppage time. Oh, what a wonderful strike by Owen. Ferguson with the free kick. And Roberts rises well to find a gap on the near post. It's 2-1 to Wrexham.
So, Gary's team, what was going on there?
Is that the one where the shit hit the fan? Or are they trying to keep the flies off the pies?
I think it's an acronym because Plymouth Argyle wave their pants, and it's an acronym. Do you know what an acronym is, Gary?
Yeah.
It's almost that building in Greece, isn't it? An acronym, you know, when the letters stand for a word. I think it means Plymouth Argyle Notoriously Terrific Supporters. And I think, because Cambridge United have something similar. But they don't hold up pants.
What do they hold up, Roy?
They haven't thought of anything yet.
Will you call me when they do?
Will they hold you up, Jonathan?
I'm available.
Hey, Rory B, imagine John Motson commentating on that match.
Well, interestingly enough, I think actually he'd be quite embarrassed, funnily enough, because actually those pants were actually pre-1993, when they actually put viscose in, because actually otherwise they'd fall down, because they have a very large terylene content. Very much so, actually, I have to say.
Were they playing West Ham?
Good. It's at Reading, and I think the supporters started holding up pants, which stood for players are not trying sufficiently.
Correct for 3 points. Well done. Yes, that was all part of Pants Day, organised by Reading fans in December when the team was fighting against relegation, because the team were indeed playing pants. It's not clear what happened to all those used pants, but next time you're in the club shop, whatever happens, don't buy the official club face flannel. And at the end of that round, David's team have 6 points and Gary's team have 7. It's time once again for our regulars to claw a sporting colossus as we play Field the Sportsman. Gary and Rory, you're first this week. If you'd like to take your positions. You have 90 seconds to work out who's come between you. Can we have our first mystery guest, please? OK, and your time starts now.
Oh, I say. Actually, you know, I've never tried it. Jonathan, have you ever? No. Oh, hang on, what's this? Hello? I was going to say it was Joe Jury and Virginia Wade, but... I still might.
Oh. Is that you?
It's a short bloke, it's a jockey, I reckon. What's the... Oh, hello, there's a bloke with his head up somebody else's... Are they holding anything? What have we got here? Oh dear, oh dear. No, it's failed the drugs test. Hasn't got any.
Too much gel, Roy.
This bloke's changed his hairstyle since I last touched.
Rugby ball.
Rugby players?
And somebody stoop. It's rugby league.
Rugby league. Do you know the rugby league players?
Not many. You.
No.
Why would you have two?
Perhaps they're twins?
Oh. It must be the Paul brothers then.
First name? Yes, well done, I'll give you that. Henry and Robbie Paul. You didn't know their first names, did you?
I knew one of them.
Which one?
Rory.
OK, Jonathan and David, positions, please.
Wasn't there a third brother called Lindsay DeCall?
I'm growing my hair out, David. What do you think? Shall I keep it long? Oh, sorry, wrong bloke to ask. I'm sorry.
And can we have our second mystery guest, please? To you, Jonathan, is really go for it, mate.
Is it a lady?
It might be.
I love a lady.
OK, and your time starts now.
Oh.
Jonathan, what's that? First someone's carrying a pig on his shoulder. What is it? What is that? What is this? That's an arm! What sort of arm is this? This is too big to be an arm.
Don't hold hands with him. Come on.
How far away are you? Is it Venus Williams? God, man, I tell you what, though, he's a big fella. This is a bloke. I think it's a bloke. I hope it's a bloke. Oh, it's a horse standing on its hind legs. I don't know. He's a big bloke, got big chest and shoulders, big neck. I'm not going to... There's only a neck left.
Who's that guy?
I was right, it is Venus Williams. I tell you what, I don't know what it is, but you lifted me up then. I was so surprised I farted on your head. He just snuck out. I didn't expect it. It just came out. So I apologise, obviously. I don't know what it is, but you're a big... Is your surname Shithouse, by any chance?
It must be a long time since anybody's picked you up, Jonathan.
Last time was the BAFTAs when Dale Winton was there. I've no idea. Is it a wrestler or a weightlifter?
Go for his title.
The world's strongest weightlifter, Super Ted.
World's strongest.
World's strongest man.
Correct!
Oh, thank
it's
God.
Glenn Ross.
Whoa, well done. Thank you for that.
I think I speak for everyone when I say next time, Glenn, finish the job, won't you?
Yes, please.
And so, at the end of that round, David's team have 9 points and Gary's team have 10.
What's his name again?
Glenn Ross.
Glenn Ross. No relation then.
Yeah, obviously
I've
we're
just
related.
discovered.
Can you tell from the...
So you reckon you could have taken him, eh?
I don't think I could have taken him. I could have taken him out for a nice drink, maybe. Yeah, that's what I meant.
We complete matters by playing the name game. The leaders goes first, which is Gary's team. Pass those on to Rory, please, Rory.
Can I read them first?
No. As many names as you can in 90 seconds, and your time starts now.
Yorkshire boxer, cricketer, sorry.
Boycott. Jeffrey Boycott.
Yeah, very good. Chelsea coach likes young girls. That's rampant, don't we all? Hey ho. Hey ho, meet the
Flintstone.
Yeah, very similar to that. Cricketer.
Flintoff?
Yeah, first name?
Andrew.
Fantastic, eh? This guy, Royal House of Scotland is called the...
I don't know.
Yeah.
Stuarts,
yeah. What's big animal that jockeys go on the back of?
Horse.
Yeah. And if a horse pisses, there's a big pool, yeah.
Stuart Horspool.
Very good. Nice easy one for you here.
Which one?
A character from Julius Caesar. Pardon me, oh bleeding piece of earth, that I am meek and gentle with these butchers. Wasteland, you Mark Antony, very good indeed. Now if this guy had a saint in front of his name, he would have been the first Archbishop of Canterbury, sent by Pope Gregory I in 596 AD. I'm wasting my time. Michael, the 8th month is called...
August.
Augustus.
No, if you put INE on the end of that.
August.
August, very good. Actress called Foster has the same Christian name as this.
Jodie.
And former assistant manager of... No, of Manchester United, Brian...
Kidd.
Very good.
Jodie.
This Criminal Investigation Department.
CID. Sid.
Yeah, Sid, very good. Here's another one just for you, Gary.
Very good. So you've moved on to 1810. We'll win it for you.
10, easy. Bring it this way.
What's on to Jonathan?
Clive, I don't know if you're familiar with the show, but this is my strongest round. And normally... Just don't listen to David.
Wish we could say the same.
Your time starts now, enjoy.
He's a West Indian batsman. When Cilla Black says a lot or something like a lot of laugh, she says...
Brian Lara.
That's it, yeah. OK, this is a Man United footballer. If you want a chocolate bar, big chunky chocolate bar, you would have a...
Dwight York.
There you go. He sounds like a ska singer. He's a West Indies all-rounder. If you're not drunk, then you are...
Sober.
Yeah, you got it. All right, it's an American guy. I think he's a wrestler. Kurt Cobain from Nirvana. I know you like him. He was married to Courtney
Love.
Right. Well done. And the first name. If you're an American guy, a geezer, you'd be a bit of a Aerosmith wrote a song. Looks like a lady.
No, he's lost us.
It's like Peter Cook's partner's name was
Dudley Moore.
And if you take the first part of his first name,
Doug.
And if you put an E on the end,
Dude,
well done. There you go. Okay. All right, if you're watching Frankie, this is another Windies cricketer. If you're watching Frankie Houghton at Pompeii, and he was talking about the opposite to the front, he goes, "It's not the frontus, oh no, it's the bacchus." There you go. All right. This one. The first name, it's like a tangerine, but it's not a tangerine. I'm not quite sure what the difference between this and a tangerine is. I think a tangerine is like easier to peel. And I think the tangerine's the one that has the pips. I think this one doesn't have the pips. You correct me if I'm wrong afterwards. But it's of like the orange family. Bigger than a kumquat, right? Not a tangerine.
Lovely as ever. You moved on to 14 points, but this week's winners are Gary's team with 18. Thanks to David, Jonathan and Clive, Gary, Rory and Rory. We're all off to persuade Gary to get back into football by giving him a good kicking. My name's Nick Hancock. I think it's all over. It is now.
Next tonight on UK TV G2, the Silver Fox Parkinson chats for your pleasure with Robbie Williams. And for those who like to laugh in a vacuum, tomorrow at 10, the Red Dwarf flies on UK TV G2. See you after this and these, or at least you'll see us.